And now, to the millions and millions of listeners and viewers all across the world, it's the That's Not Christian podcast.
Get it.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Switch. I'm here with your man Jay. I'm here with Ant and our very, very special guest, Nick D.
Let's go.
What's good, man? How y'all feeling? No Jimmy here today, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with you guys, man. I'm gonna have to talk to HR.
They on summer hours, man.
Oh, what do you mean, y'all?
You wasn't here on Monday.
I have good reason. You know what I'm saying? I was sick.
Show your doctor's note.
I got my COVID results.
Oh, okay. Nah. We don't need to see that.
Oh, you took the COVID test, right?
Yeah, I took the test. I was feeling too sick. I was like, I need to go take this test. I don't know.
Negative?
Yeah, negative.
Yeah. You did the rapid and the other one or both? Or
I did the other one. I didn't do the rapid. I was thinking about doing the rapid and then the other one, but I did the other one. Yeah. I heard the rapid is not as accurate as the other.
It's not. No, it's not. I had to get it last week.
Yeah.
Or to fly out?
No, Cake's got COVID and I was around him. Cake's my videographer and friend. So.
Oh, wow.
So negative? Obviously, because
I was negative. He was positive.
Oh,
how's he recovering?
He's back now. He just got out of quarantine. What's today? Today's Wednesday. On Sunday.
Oh.
He had any symptoms or?
He had symptoms. Yeah. He had symptoms. And then I seen him 2 days after he saw somebody with it. So I was like on the cusp. So we have a bus. We bought a bus that's converted to a RV, a school bus that's converted to RV. So I had to sleep in the school bus for like a week.
Wow.
Yeah, because I didn't want to. My wife's pregnant. I didn't want to be around her in case I had COVID. So I slept in the bus for a week. It's a nice bus. Though. Yeah, it's a nice bus.
That's dope.
That must be comfortable then.
I mean, that would have been tough though.
I mean, the first night was tough because it was like 34 degrees, and I got home at like 1:30 in the morning, so I couldn't go inside and get an extra blanket. And it was cold, but but after that it warmed up. It was like in the 40s and 50s, so it was nice out there.
Yeah, warmed up.
Nice. It was nice.
So where you at now? You at home now?
I'm in Florida right now. I'm technically on vacation, but I don't vacation very well. I'm not really a good hanger-outer. I prefer to be productive with my time. I'm not even it's a gift and a curse because I know some people need to just chat, I know people need that, and it's painful for me to just chat about nothing, but I know some people's personality, they need that, if he chats with me, then he cares about me, but so I don't. It's a balance. I try to find it.
So would you say you're an introvert then, or
no? I just don't enjoy unproductive conversation. I don't know. Yeah. If there's a reason, I don't how you been. How are you? Mm-hmm. Good.
Small talk.
I'm fine. And then but if there's get to the point. When people beat around the bush to get to an answer, to get to their point. I don't know. I think it's just my personality. I'm just I want to be let's complete it and let's move on to the next thing.
So if you're not doing well, will you be I ain't doing too good?
Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts.
How you doing? I ain't doing good.
How are you? You all right?
Hope you're doing better than me.
Well, I'm glad he's doing all right.
And Sheffer on YouTube says, y'all don't know how much this podcast has done for my anxiety. Glad y'all here for real. Glad Ant's feeling better too. Salute to the podcast. Salute to you, man. Thanks for
salute.
Y'all can bring up YouTube comments on here.
Yeah. What you mean? Yo, this is a whole setup. Look who decides to show up.
I might need the rundown on this.
Oh yeah. Look at this dude. This is the other host who decided to join in the comments.
He in the comments.
He's with family right now. He had his family come out from Washington, so he's with them right now.
He's excused.
So,
we got our summer hours. You know what I mean?
He said we did him like Joe Button. Yeah, we told him to take a seat. His turn.
You know what? Next week is my anniversary, so you know what? I'm gonna take off next week. All right.
Taking off? Nah, you gotta bring your camera with you.
So what's up, Jay? What's going on, man? I heard your parents got the vaccine.
Yeah, so my mom got the vaccine, and my father-in-law I'm taking tomorrow. Yeah, it was pretty simple, I would say. We just went to the place. They asked her, "Have you been in any place outside the country in the last 10 days? Have you
Normal
tested
questions.
positive?" Yeah, the normal questions, and then obviously the whole National Guard is there, all that stuff. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think the whole from walking around it's like a casino that they have it here in New York. Like walking around the whole thing, it was like maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then she got her shot, and then they make you wait like I guess another 30 minutes. But I told her, I was like, yo, we could leave. I doubt they're gonna stop us at the door or something. Like, hey, you didn't stay here for your full time. But she was like, no, let's stay. All right.
Is that to take precautions like for reactions?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, they have like EMS in that waiting area. So if you feel weird or whatever, you would go to them, or if they see obviously something happening, then they can respond. Accordingly. So
yeah.
That's it.
So what she took, the Moderna or the Johnson & Johnson?
It was Pfizer. Yes.
Pfizer. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 2 shots. So she got to go back.
Yeah, she got to go back. So,
yeah.
It is what it is. But it was simple. It was a good amount of people that were there walking in and out. So it seems, I guess, people are taking their vaccine. It was crazy. So when you walk in, they give you like a paper, and it has like QR codes about the vaccine or whatever. And I sent it to you guys so you could read it, and it listed there like the ingredients of what the vaccine had. But one thing that I thought about after was, you know how on nutrition labels they have like the ingredients, but it said that some ingredients they don't need to report. So I wonder if that's the same thing when it comes to like vaccines and stuff. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know.
Are you gonna get yours, Jay?
Like I said on Monday, I'm gonna wait it out. Once they say, or if they say that you needed to travel, then like I said, right here.
Where you gotta go?
Wherever the wind takes me.
You gotta get out of there.
We'll see. He just goes wherever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this dude takes. You know what I mean? He's podcasting. A couple podcasts ago, he was in DR, podcasting from DR.
The hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Oh man, that Wi-Fi was terrible. But
it was bad.
Yeah. He had to go out on the balcony, right?
Yeah, I was in the balcony.
He was frozen.
He was all pixelated.
You can hear him though.
Yeah. But I was actually looking this week to go to Seattle. But I'm holding off. Let's see what's good. I don't know what's up with these variants, man. Everybody over here talking about these variants are getting worse, but we're opening up, and I don't know. It's all sketchy stuff.
Nick, what you think about the whole vaccine and COVID?
I'm weird. I don't even take Advil.
So I'm saying that's me, bro. If I'm sick, I will lay on bed. I would tell my wife, "Don't give me nothing. Don't even give me tea. Like, let my body do its thing."
I mean, give me some tea, but
I hate it. I hate it.
So you're more about natural remedy, pretty much.
Yeah. I have Lyme disease. I don't know if y'all know what Lyme disease is.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So I had it for 2. I mean, I had it bad for like technically it doesn't leave your system. It can go dormant or whatever. But I had it for 2 years bad. It took me out, and that's actually what brought me to Christ in the first place. Was going through that. Long story short on that, I ran into somebody at a restaurant, and I was like, yeah, I got Lyme disease, all these symptoms, crazy. He was like, you've been praying about it? And I was like, no. And then next week I'm in church with him, 6 months later I'm baptized, and then I'm going on a mission trip, and I'm leading Young Life. And so yeah, that's kind of my journey from being saved. So, but anyway, I had Lyme disease, and then they want to put me on 15 months of oral antibiotics or
months.
7 months of IV antibiotic 3 times a day would keep a stent in my arm. And I turned that stuff down. I technically tried the oral antibiotics for like 2 weeks. I mean, it's like pill after pill, like 15 pills a day, all antibiotics, like just killing your gut. So I stopped and I changed my diet. I ate mostly organic. I still eat healthy, to this day. Mostly organic, sauna, sweat out the stuff that my immune system is killing off and getting in there. I messed with essential oils for a bit. I mean, really just like anything that was not medicine, like Western medicine. I was giving a shot. I was doing yoga and all of it, I'm sure, played a part, even if it was what do you call it? Placebo. Even if it was placebo, it all helped in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How was that when you first found out that you had Lyme disease? Were you like searching all over, like what do I have?
Yeah, no.
Am I gonna be okay? Like panicking?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So before and then now I'm kind of back to it. I always used to be like not worry about nothing, go with the flow type of dude. And I don't overthink too many things. And then started getting symptoms, and I think the doctor said they think it was in me for a long time, and then I had a like emotional stressor, and then it like flared it up or whatever. So I was scouring the internet because the one doctor told me I need to see a psychiatrist. Thought I was crazy, and then that's why I'm not really a fan of doctors. They cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel you.
But not for me. So I went and I basically diagnosed myself. I went to the ER. I was having like where every time I close my eyes, I feel like I'm falling.
Oh wow.
Like legit, like can't. So I couldn't sleep, and then that was what took me to the ER the first time, and then the second time was something else. But basically, the second time I went, I said to him, "I think I have Lyme disease because I'm scouring the internet." And he's like, "I don't think you have Lyme disease, but I'll test you for it." And then preliminary results come back positive for Lyme disease, and then that started that whole journey.
You should just get your doctorate degree, right?
Right.
Somebody told me today, and I don't want to make any doctors feel bad, but they were like, "What do you call somebody that graduates at like the bottom of, I don't know, it was like medical school or something? A doctor is what it is." It was like a doctor, and he could be yours. But
they're like weathermen. They just guess like, yo, it might rain today.
There are good doctors.
Yeah,
I think a lot of them go in it for the paycheck.
Yeah, but you know what it is too. They have like a set of things that they have to go through first.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
And they don't really look into other factors. Me and my wife were talking about this, like, she's had a couple miscarriages. And thank God we do have our children. But we've been trying again, you know what I mean? And she's fertile enough to have a child, but to carry it full term has been kind of difficult. So she's been looking more into the holistic stuff and dieting and all those other things, because they're just like a little it could be this, it could be that. Like they don't give a direct answer. And she's like, all right, and then she's reading online, same thing like you, Nick, where she's reading and she's like, oh, I found this lady who taking acupuncture and doing this and all these different things. And you know what I mean? So with God's grace and, hopefully it works out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm not too familiar with what Lyme disease is, but can you explain what it is?
Yeah, they call it the great imitator. They kind of, another thing that could be called the great imitator is syphilis. They both have similar like symptoms, and basically it can do whatever it wants. It can it like for me specifically, it affected my brain. It got into my neurological stuff, affected my brain. I didn't have too much, like the most people get with Lyme disease, like majority of people, they get joint pain and fatigue, and then they take 30 days of antibiotics, and pretty much most of them are good after that. But if it's chronic Lyme disease, which is what I have, which a lot of other people have as well, that it can do whatever it wants. It can affect your digestive system. It can do the you know, like I had the vertigo and like memory loss and anxiety, and it can still, the joint pain and the fatigue, and I was slurring my words, and like it was like it was a really weird, but I think like humbling season for me, because I always felt I was invincible, you know. And then brought me back down to earth.
Wow, that's a risk.
Wow, man.
So what you take? Look, hear about that holistic life.
And then
so what do you take? Like, since you don't like taking medicines, do you do like, see, like me, like I said, I have the elderberry, right? And I put sea moss in here with my tea, and I drink it like that. So
I'm same boat. Really the most I would take, if I really need, like I got a high fever or something, I'll take a fever reducer. You know what I mean? But for the stuff like I'm on some tea. I'm resting. You know, I'm drinking a lot of water, a lot of water. Yeah, because you go to the doctor, man, they really just guessing. They on a whim. They got like muscle memory and protocol, and then none of it has to do with you. You know.
Yeah.
Right. Like, do you have this? Nope. You got that? Nope.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got this then. Like, man.
They on the way to your waiting, like your waiting room, they skim through your chart. That's as much as they do to pay attention to what's going on with you. You know?
Yeah. They'll be like, oh, I wouldn't worry too much about that. They're like, I know how my body feels, you know?
Yeah, like I don't want to be here in the first place. Like,
exactly. Yo, and where'd you find to like put sea moss in your tea or whatever? Or like
sea moss, you can get it from like the health food shops. There's different ones. I mean,
yeah, but where did you find out that that's like beneficial for you?
Oh, my brother uses it a lot. He told me about it. I got a couple of friends that they've been heavy on it. So I was like, let me try it. Especially like when all this whole COVID thing popped off. I was like, let me get. I'm gonna make sure I keep it going now and stay on top of my immune system. So, I've been using that, and my brother actually, him and my father just recently had COVID, and dude, if my father can make it through COVID, anybody can make it through COVID. Because that dude does not eat healthy. All he does is drink beer all day.
And he made it out.
Right. So he
said COVID can't even survive in there.
Right. Probably not. Right. So as soon as he had tested positive, my brother went and made him some shakes with the sea moss, gave him some black seed oil, some oil of oregano, and was giving it to him 3 times a day. And 3 days he was done. He was good to go. He said he felt great after that 3rd day. So
you mentioned that oregano, and that's a natural antibiotic. That's one that I did for Lyme disease too.
Yeah, see, and I take that as well. So
you're talking about oregano, like
oil of oregano.
Yeah.
Okay. So I take that. I give it to my wife. We'll take it in the morning, in the evening. The sea moss, like I said, the black seed oil as well, and just try to keep it like that, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I see. Y'all know Styles P from the Locks?
Yeah. He has a pharmacy.
Right? Yeah, he has a pharmacy, and he has sea moss. He has a bunch of stuff that he prescribes. And he tells you like the benefits, like he'll put it up on IG, you know, this is good for this and that. And I'll be like, oh, that's dope. I think the most I dealt with like elderberry, but I'm same way. Like if I get a headache or anything, I'm not taking pills. I'm not doing anything. I'd rather drink Lipton soup, sip some water, and then my immune system, thank God, has been pretty good. Like I rarely get colds and flu or anything like that. So
Kim on YouTube says I contracted Lyme disease when I was 7 months pregnant. Wow.
She's all right. Kim, you got to type if you're all right.
Yeah.
And that's a cliffhanger, Kim.
Yeah,
Right.
Anthony says, "Do
Episode
you
of 24.
contract the disease from a tick?"
I did, yeah. That's how most people get it, yeah.
From
Oh,
hiking,
wow.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always in the mountains. I'm
Yeah.
also
Wow.
a photographer and a cinematographer. I have a media company that has been the main source of income for my family for 10 years now. And I go in the mountains a lot for photo shoots and just in general anyway. I love being up there. So
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was like, dude, every time I see you, you're in the woods.
yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah. I prefer mountain over beach.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What about y'all? Would y'all prefer the beach?
The beach, but I'm going to the mountains this weekend.
Come on, Tennessee or what?
Nah, it's here in Georgia, Helen,
Okay.
but it's beautiful, man.
What you
I
doing?
know.
Hiking?
Huh?
You hiking?
Nah, I'm not hiking. I'm just going to the cabin up there.
Oh,
Go
okay.
chill with the family.
Nice.
Sleep
Yeah.
outside one night.
Sleep outside. Yes, one step at a time, Nick.
He's a city dude, man. He ain't trying to.
Yeah. I'm not gonna front. I went for the first time to Utah, and we went down to damn, I forgot that famous mountain, but Angel's Landing, like all around there. And that was the first time I ever hiked, and being a mountain, it's beautiful, but it's not for me. Yeah. So, but cool.
Yeah, I hate bugs. So
Me too.
I'm like, I'm not scared of them, but I just hate them. So
I mean, it seemed like you scared.
like if we go skiing, I'm down for skiing.
Skiing, yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I'm not really a skier. I can. I'm fine. I can, but
yeah, I love skiing. Like that's fun to me.
All right, Sonny Bono.
Wow.
Kim Thomas, she replied, yo.
Oh yeah,
reply. Let's see
she
it.
said, "Yeah, I'm okay, and my baby's great. Thank God."
Good.
Wow,
awesome.
praise God. God is good, man. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Some freedom out here.
Word.
You know what
You
I
know
mean?
who ain't free though?
Oh boy. Who?
Oh wait, freedom. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. Okay.
No. What you was gonna say though?
I was gonna say that Paul Pierce is now free from his job.
Oh,
Yeah, but now we could go back to
no. That's cool. What's up with Paul Pierce?
None.
Dude is wilding.
He's unemployed.
Wilding on the gram.
Wilding on the gram. I didn't see I saw a little bit of the video. When you guys sent it, I thought it was literally he was at a strip club or something. But when I see the video, he's at somebody's house.
Probably his house.
I mean, you know how.
Yeah, he was at the crib with some strippers smoking a joint on live. Like, yeah.
You can tell this is not the first rendezvous.
Nah. He was calling them by their names. Like, hey.
That's wild.
What made him go live though?
He's dumb. That's what he was probably high. He looked like he was high.
Well, if he was smoking, yeah. I guess so.
I don't know if he was that smoking high. It looked like he had that different look in his eye.
Yeah.
So ESPN clipped him, right? Because he was a anchor there.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It was terrible though. It was just bad. Everybody, it just looked bad.
So they fired him because of the actions that he did. But how many players do we not know of?
Oh yeah,
that are in that type of environment after the games or when they're on the road, but they
don't film it though.
The only difference is they may not go live.
Right.
Yeah.
They know they do it, but don't put it out there.
But should he have been fired because of his own personal thing? That it wasn't like he was at the ESPN office doing that.
I don't know. He represents them though.
That's true.
So like Freaky Marv, right? When Marv Albert got fired. He came back eventually. And he didn't even go live, right? They just found out he was biting chicks. So
yeah,
biting chicks. What the heck?
Yeah, he was.
He was into some crazy stuff.
Part of his freak business. I don't know, but that's what happened, right? And then they let him go. A couple of years he came back though.
Yeah, there must be something in their contract where they know, like,
oh yeah,
you represent our company, and at any given time we could let you go if we feel like,
Yeah, whatever.
Because look at KD was arguing with Michael
Rappaport,
right? He was cussing him out in the DM, and
he got fined.
He got fined $50,000 for that.
Yeah.
Still kept his job. Why didn't they just fine Paul Pierce? Not that I'm condoning his actions, but I'm just saying, you know.
That's true too.
You know, it could have been like, hey,
maybe they warned him.
They probably did. Maybe it was the first. Yeah.
I mean, that could be too. Yeah.
And those strippers look like crackheads. So they just made it even worse. He obviously, it's like everybody's doing drugs, you know, like it's a bigger problem here. So,
Yo, mute hands, Mike. We gotta every episode we gotta mute your mic. We gonna find Ant. That's not Christian, brother.
You drink my tea.
There it is. Mute his mic.
He said they look like crackheads.
Oh man,
that's crazy. But yeah, wasn't he just inducted to the Hall of Fame this year, or he's supposed to be?
I think it was last year.
Was it last year?
I don't know. I don't keep up with that dude.
Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, what are they gonna strip him away from?
Nah, I doubt it.
Nah, I mean that's his career. Like, unless he did something that was, I mean, that was pretty wild though. I mean, to go on live like that, but unless he was on some other stuff, and then they're like, oh, we can't put you in the Hall of Fame now. But yeah,
I don't know. But
anyway,
speaking of freedom, what was that? Justin Bieber, right? That's his album.
His gospel album. After
how did you got a gospel album?
It dropped on Easter.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yo, your man Nick D remixed one of his tracks.
Yo,
yeah, the Peaches.
First of all, I got mad because he cut it off. I'm like,
well, the reels only go 30 seconds, so
and you went for like a minute.
Say again?
Oh, he froze up.
I got a whole verse on that. Right?
There you.
I'm back. I got a whole verse on that. It's on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, but I did. Yeah, I put a verse on it.
Was that off the? That was off the new album he dropped, or the Justice one?
That was that wasn't the Freedom one. That was the
other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The song was. I honestly haven't listened to the whole Justice album, and I have not listened to the Freedom album.
Oh, okay. So you like the Justice album?
The songs that I heard are good, Jim. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's Justin Bieber. He's great. I mean, legit, like he's very talented. So, I personally don't listen to a lot of music. Like, I think I'm like too busy creating it. Like, and in my mind, it's create more and consume less. Mm-hmm. And if I'm listening to music, it's probably that I'm listening to an instrumental and like writing on my own song. You know,
right.
Yeah.
What made you? What? No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but I do have artists that I respect and that I know are good, and I'll peep if they drop a single. I'll probably peep it, but I'm not like that's as far. You know what I mean? I'm not like listening to it in the car or throwing it on repeat. You know?
Yeah. What made you pick that song in particular? Was it just like you heard it and you were like, "Yo, I need to get a verse on this"?
When I heard it, I was like, "That's the song of this. That's the 2021 summer song." I was like, Justin Bieber just dropped the song of the summer. Like that song's going number one, you know. Like I knew it as soon as I heard it. And then you got Givian on it too, who's amazing. So I just love the song. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So what y'all felt about this album? Because people have mixed feelings because they feel like the Justice album. And I didn't really go through the Justice album, so maybe Nick, you can comment on this. Like they were saying that it was kind of.
You mean like Kyle?
Yeah, like Kyle.
Yeah.
Like
Kyle
basically
says,
saying that he's talking about one thing, and then now he drops this gospel album. Yeah. So people have mixed emotions about that whole situation right there.
My feelings, like, so when I heard the song, I thought the same. I was like, really? You know what I mean? Like I was like. You're like the stuff that you've really like Holy, and then leading up to like the singles that were leading up to, and then he drops the Justice album, and I'm like okay, you didn't write this, and the label must have made you do it. You know what I mean? Like that. That's
Right.
where my head went. It wasn't like, I mean, he could have written it. He could have. I mean, the songs they're fire, but the content is what people are
Right.
upset about or confused about. And for me, I'm like, I think every human is back and forth and good and bad and up and down, and you know what I mean? So it's just so many eyes are on them that people expect perfection but don't expect it out of themselves, So
Yeah.
I don't there's it's just, and it is a bummer because he's at a place where he's got 168 million Instagram followers looking at him, and then you say, God is good, and then I get my weed from California, take my chick up to the north. That's a badass. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's that. I get my weed from California.
That's the one he jumped on. Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, that threw me off too. Because when I first
Yeah.
heard that, I was like, what did he just say?
yeah, I was taken aback. But
Yeah.
I can't. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to look at him in the eyes and say, like, I don't mess up. I don't make bad decisions. I don't. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. And that's a good point that you brought up, because he might be obligated to like drop a project,
yeah.
and this may be already recorded, and they're like, yo, you got to put something out, and
Yeah, we
it's
don't
got to
know.
be secular or whatever we don't know what the details are, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that could be true as well. But he definitely did follow up with this Freedom album.
Yeah.
I skimmed through some of the tracks. They sounded good. I mean, Justin always, like, for me personally, I always thought he had a great voice.
Yeah.
He makes really good music. You know what I mean? He should probably do a versus battle versus somebody. I don't know who. Maybe Chris Brown. Nah?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Weekend?
He'll roast the Weekend. Yeah, we can get it,
Yeah, I mean the I didn't listen to all of the Justice album, but I did listen to Freedom, and I mean it was good. You got the producer Beam, he was on it. Was pretty big in CHH, which is crazy. And congrats to him for being on part of that. But yeah, I thought it was a good album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You
bumping it.
you got saved again? You got sanctified?
Yeah, I got the Holy Spirit came on track number 3.
The last time was through Kanye album.
Huh?
The last time you got saved was during Kanye's album.
Oh yeah, there you go. See, God's using all these worldly rappers.
Wow, that's how you feel, man.
That's how I feel. That's how I really feel.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But what about you, Nick? What you got cooking, man?
In general?
Yeah,
In general.
I went back, right? I did my first off. That was
me.
Yeah, that was it. Right. But I did go back too. Well, first off, we had you on our playlist.
Okay.
And we were like, yo, this dude is fire. Our playlist is not that big, but you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, but I still appreciate it.
We had a track. We were like, yo, this dude is fire. So my man Lester, he's like a CHH connoisseur. Like he knows every CHH artist or in the CHH bubble, right? Whoever's
Nick not CHH.
No, but I'm just saying, like anybody who's affiliated or gets called that name or whatever, or doesn't care, you know what I mean? He knows who's dropping, right? So he's like, yo, you got to get this guy on the show, right? So this was a couple months ago. I was peeping it, and I'm like, yo, this dude is creative. I seen the videos you had on IG. I was like, yo, and he got the bars too. I was like, yo, he could spit. So
I love rapping, but every time I sing, it performs better. So I do.
Yeah, and I noticed that too. Like you were singing now. So you're recording your own stuff. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, while he's on a skateboard going down the street.
Like, is that how you record, or you just do that for the video?
I like while I'm here, I recorded most of the songs in the van.
Wow.
But I do have a studio in Culpeper where I live. So like most days I'm in there and I'll record in there. But before I got that studio in June 2020. And before that, it was I probably did 50, 60 songs in the van.
Wow.
Yeah, just
With that Shore mic.
Yeah, this right here. Yeah. This is the same one I be riding down the street with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a mic. That's a mic that Logic was using, right? Like Logic had used that
I
mic.
think that's why I bought it.
Really?
Oh,
I
because of Logic.
saw him in his tour bus. I was looking for a new mic, and I saw him holding this joint in his tour bus, and it was like 44 bars or 44 more or something. One of those joints. And I saw him holding this joint, recording the actual vocal take for it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get that mic.
Because it's so warm, right? Like the mic just it takes all the echo and all that, and it just picks up, especially your kind of voice, your kind of voice too, where it's I guess deeper, I could say, right? Like you have a deeper tone.
When I record rap, I'm very quiet, and people, they think I'm like, I don't know, like forcing it or something, but it's just because when I rap, I'm like this. I'm like close on that joint. So.
Yeah. Now with that mic, you also had to get like what do you call that? I forgot the name of it. Is it Cloud?
I don't even have one. I cranked the gain up. This joint is on 10 right now, maxed out.
Wow.
And that's how I record my vocals.
on a Focus, right?
Yeah, the Scarlet. It's going right here, dude.
Wow. I got to say what. That's dope. So you mix your own stuff too?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can get like a listenable demo, but I've put out a couple things that I mix myself, like on my album Lucky, I mix myself. And most people, thank you. Most people can't tell really, like the average listener probably couldn't tell, but I can tell when I send that joint off. So for a while, John Paul was mixing all my stuff. He stopped recently, like within the last couple 3 months, and I have somebody else doing it now. But
oh, cool.
Yeah,
you saw that comment from Josh?
Yeah, Joshua. Think he said his wife put him on or something.
Yeah.
My wife showed me his music and videos.
Like this double threat. My wife.
Yeah, his wife is AI the Anomaly from God Over Money.
So, I was supposed to jump on a call with her.
Oh, let's set that up. Let's go.
Yeah, because that was like way too long ago. Like I need to apologize long ago.
Okay.
So tell your wife I said sorry, Josh. I was supposed to. She wanted to talk about making something, and I guess I forgot. But that reminded me. So
that would be dope.
Yeah. I saw one of your videos, man. I was cracking up on IG where you had your shoes on. You was running up and down the block. I'm like, yo, this dude is wild. He was like, yo, check my speed. Yo, 1 minute he up the block, and like, yo, this dude is
got them Blazers, baby. Right.
They ain't messing with the swoosh. Like, yo, what kind of wizardry is this?
I didn't even know because I just bought. I'm not a sneakerhead at all. Like, I don't know if you've seen the other shoes I was rocking. I had them for 2 years. I actually bought them. I was in Tennessee with Ruslan, and I bought them. And Spencer Kane was me, Spencer Kane, Levi Mitchell, and Ruslan. But Ruslan had set it all up. We went to the Kanye Sunday service when he was in Tennessee, and then afterwards there was a Nike outlet, and I went over there. I'm not a shoe guy, but I saw those joints, and I was like, yeah, that's it. And funny story, them joints was a size too small, and I've been wearing them for 2 years. I bought them anyway because I was like, nah, they'll stretch. So this whole thing,
your toes is crammed like that.
Yeah. I never tied them because I couldn't, because they wouldn't fit if I tied them. And then
just taking the insole out.
I mean, I should have done that. So yeah, 2 years got the upgrade, and I saw them online. I just saw them. I was like, yeah, those are fire. Ordered them, posted them on my story, and then Marty was like, the sides are sequenced. They change colors, and I was like, don't do that. I was like, don't tell me that right now. And then I was like, what? I did it, and yeah, blew my mind, bro.
I saw the video. I was dying.
So
running up and down the street, yeah.
So you got your own camera then?
Yeah, like for photo and video stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you've
But
been doing that. You've
business.
been doing that for business for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
So what kind of cam do you use for like your videos and stuff?
For my music videos is Cakes' camera most times, and that's a 1DX Mark II, Canon 1DX Mark II,
Oh,
with
okay.
with
Nice.
some L series lenses. My personal camera, because I am a different personality. I am just like, I think people use equipment as a crutch, and I think like if you can get good enough from anyway, I got an A6500, a Sony A6500, small mirrorless camera. I bought it whenever, you know, probably a couple years after it came out or something, and that's all I've been using is that for
Wow.
all my gigs. I also have a A7 III that I use for photography.
Dope.
Nice.
But I mean, yeah, for me, it's like the camera is like a hammer for a construction worker. It's just a tool to get the job done. So I'm not like,
Mm.
I'm not out there babying it. You know, I'm getting
You
the shot, and then yeah.
you shoot for other artists too, though, don't you?
I do sometimes. Yeah, I do. I did some stuff for OVA, like Curtis and John Paul. The problem is musicians don't got no money. So I mean, legit. And if you want to make a living, you know, so I got to do corporate stuff. I got to do weddings, small business. The town that I live in, I do all of their like Visit Culpeper, Virginia,
Oh, really?
tourism, tourism content, photo and video.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
You
dope.
sound like AI when you said that too. Like artists
Yeah.
don't got money.
they
Yeah.
don't. I don't got no money.
Well,
Well,
you
I
got to.
mean,
It's like you have to figure out another hustle to get to sponsor yourself, kind of thing, right?
yeah. I think they're just afraid to spend it. I think artists don't have no money is the wrong way to put it. They're afraid to invest it in themselves.
Mm,
That's good stuff.
yeah.
So you record these videos, right? Or you have someone else there with you, right? Holding the cam at least.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just drop them. So I noticed like you be on the roof, like Ant just said, like you be racing back and forth. You
Yeah.
be in your van with your legs crossed, just sitting there. What makes you come up with those like ideas? Is it just like y'all want to have fun with this, or
That joint froze for a second. What'd you say?
no? I was saying, what makes you come up with those ideas, like those
Oh.
kind of settings, like I'm just gonna shoot in the
I think-
van with my legs crossed or on a skateboard holding my laptop.
I mean, it seems like, you know, I'd be putting a lot of thought into it, but that's where I was recording. I was recording in my van, and then riding down a skateboard. You know, I ride the longboard anyway, so it's, you know, I'm like, well, let's record one on this. And really, it's just finding ways to promote without promoting is
Right.
kind of like, and then but people think they're not interesting. Like I record out of my van. Most people would be like probably embarrassed. And I'm like, nah, this one's fire. What do you mean? So and I'm like, and then I'm riding down. So for example, riding down a longboard or the hill with a longboard, singing a song. Most people not really paying attention to the song. They want to see if I crash. They want to see if I drop my laptop. You know, they want to see. That's why they're watching it. And then they're like, oh, song's fire. You know.
Yeah.
So that's like promoting without promoting in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's different too, right? It's not the typical you know, like the whole setup with the storyboard and all that. It's just very casual and just like I'm chilling and I'm just rapping and
People
I'm
crave
good.
yeah. People crave authenticity. A lot of people think that they need a nice camera, they need this and that. We film a lot of this stuff on iPhone. Especially for the TikTok content. I mean, I obviously bring out the camera every now and again, but we film a lot of it on the iPhone. And then yeah, so people really overthink their content. They're like, I can't do it because I don't have XYZ. I can't do it because I don't have a videographer. I can't do it because it's just excuses. You know, it's all just excuses. Like you can do it and you should just go do it because you're interesting. You just don't think you're interesting. Like most people love looking inside someone else's life. Like how did they do that? How did they go about that? And most people are trying to be like somebody else. So it's not original, so nobody wants to watch it. But most people want to see why someone is different, you know, and but people don't lean into that.
Right.
They kind of they think they need something else, but really they just need to be themselves.
Wow. That's
Good.
dope, man.
But that's kind of, but then that for you, that's what makes you original, right? Because like you said, you're not consuming everybody else. You're
Yeah,
busy doing your thing. So by
yeah.
doing that, you're not influenced by anyone outside.
That was huge for me. And in 2019, when I started pursuing music as a career in January 2019, and I unfollowed every artist. I only followed things that was on the wavelength or whatever that I was trying to go for. So I was following like motivational quote accounts. I was following I was also doing travel photography at the time. So I followed like travel photography. I unfollowed every musician, every artist. I unfollowed all my high school friends. Um
Did
because
you get some
they're
phone calls?
no,
Yo, why you
because
unfollow me, B?
you know, I get it. You know, I made a video about it. Like, it's not like I don't like you. You know, it's just like I still got your number. You know, like holler at me whenever. Um, but it's more like I needed to keep, and my feed was so slim. It was like 5 posts, and I was caught up. So I didn't spend a lot of extra time scrolling. You know, because there wasn't nothing on my feed. But it's different, right? It's different. Like some people scroll like you guys. It's probably great for you to scroll because you can get more content to talk about. You know,
Right.
like scrolling is great. It's part of your job. But I don't need that. And a lot of people don't need that. So it's distracting. And so I wanted everything on my feed to be in line with where I wanted to be.
Mm.
And then soon as 2019 was over, 2020 started, I followed. I was like, okay, who's doing what? Who's in the scene that I'm in? Who's I followed, and that's when I followed a lot of people from Rapzilla and like an artist. I started networking a little bit. I kept my head down, and I still do. I don't really network like that. I'm not in a circle, you know.
Right.
You're
And I have,
independent.
yeah, I am. I'm independent. I got friends, The first person to really go out his way for me was Ruslan.
No kidding. You like on 10 of his videos.
Yeah, yeah. He really went out his way for me, and I'm grateful for that. And then I made friends with Spencer Kane and Levi Mitchell. As far as like musicians go, and then Elias, who was Arrow, the producer at the time, and John Paul. But really wasn't a lot of people that I had in my
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah. I noticed that with you and Ruslan, because I was looking at a lot of your interviews and I think he had kind of went back to 2019 with one of them, and then you had a couple in 2020, and even I think as recent as February. So I was like, oh nah, they got to be tight. Like it ain't,
Yeah.
this ain't like no just regular interviewing and nothing like that.
So Nick, you said you started in 2019, but I've seen you started rapping in 2019. That's what you're saying?
So
Because I saw some
pursuing music as
videos.
a career.
Oh, okay. Because I saw some videos like 7 years ago, and then 6 years, and then
I'm
it
sorry.
seemed like you kind of it seemed like you kind of dropped. Nah, it's good because you see your journey, like how
That's
you.
why I leave. Yeah, that's why I leave them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it seems like you took like a little break, or you were low key from YouTube, and then you
Yeah.
resurfaced, right?
Yeah. So I would, high school was an outlet, right? It was something fun to do, and then also an outlet. So I was doing it for fun. I would make a song and post it one time on Facebook, and that would be it. I dropped like a project, and I titled it "Nobody Knew" because I didn't tell anybody I dropped it. I just dropped it. And that was kind of where I was just doing it. I always thought my music was good, and I liked it, and I love creating it, but I never pursued it as a career. A random thing I opened for Bubba Sparks one time. That was
Oh
Wow, I haven't
wow.
heard that name in a while.
I know. And after the show, he like went to Buffalo Wild Wings and got coked up. I didn't even stay
Exclusive,
for his
yeah.
set. I didn't even stay for his set. I did my thing and I left. But so yeah, and then I took a break. Yeah, I did take a break, and that was part of like marriage and compromise and balance and money and family, and you know what I mean. It was it was a big on the compromise side of things. My wife wasn't excited or keen, on the idea of pursuing music. So I stepped back, and
I hear that.
that's just, that's compromise. And then, now look where I'm at now. Like God rewarded me for that. God rewarded me for
Man.
just putting somebody else above me. My interests.
Right.
Um,
Right.
And then she came around and was cool with it. And I had the conversation with her. I was like, I'm gonna go hard and I'm gonna try to do this as a career. Like, are you game for that? And then 2019, it was like 1,000 Instagram followers, 0 monthly listeners on Spotify, and then
It just shot up.
2 years later. I mean, I worked really hard, but yeah.
Yeah. That's what's
I mean, you
up.
were consistent,
That's key. That's key.
right? You
Well, you-
put out. What'd you do? Every couple of weeks, you was dropping something.
2019, I did a song and a music video every 2 weeks. Yeah.
Wow.
24 music videos, 24 singles. And when did I drop my album? Was that 2020? Yeah. So
Yeah.
and then the next year I put out, another however many singles, and then dropped a 16-song album. And then went right back to singles after that.
Wow.
What made you like really want it, right? Because a lot of times when it comes to business or artists, they feel like they want to do more, but they don't. So
Yeah.
what made you be like, okay, I'm going all in on this. I'm doing all these music videos, all this music, and dropping it and whatever.
Yeah. A big something that lit a fire under me was somebody who was making music the same time as me, as an artist by Justin Stone is his name. When I was doing it on YouTube for fun, in that kind of YouTube era where it was like Moosh and Twist and like Huey Mack and On Cue and I don't know if you know those guys, but he was around that area. We were both complete nobodies in the what do you say with like music? No real audience, no real fan base. So 4 years later, he comments on my YouTube video and says, "I wish you would have blown up." And I go look at his stuff, and he's 30,000 YouTube subscribers, 1 million monthly. And I'm like, dang, he went ahead and did it. So I was like, I could do it. You know what I mean? So he lit that fire under me, and I'm forever grateful to him for just commenting that on my post. And then I knew if I'm gonna do it, I got to treat it as a business. So the first song I dropped, now I'm a independent artist. I'm self-employed. I now own a small business, and I got to treat it as that. So I still to this day, I've never paid myself $1 of my music income.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
It all
great.
goes back into the music.
Wow.
Yeah, that I was gonna say.
Josh says on YouTube, how's the journey and balance now with the family and marriage, along with giving the time to your art to be creative? And as well, you mentioned that your wife is expecting.
Yeah. So balance is the hardest part, and I feel like I'm pretty good at it. My main priority is my family. My second priority is making sure there's food on the table. So income, right? And most of the income comes from my photography and cinematography business. So that was priority number 2, and then music. So all 2019, all 2020, I made music in my free time. I made it in my spare time. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of like built different in a way. Like, I'll write a song and record it and be done with it in 30 minutes to an hour. I don't overthink it. Done is better than perfect. Quality is subjective. So I'm not out there trying to make perfect art. And I noticed that comment said art, and that's how I'm not trying to make perfect art. I think I have a meaningful message. I think I have a purpose behind the words, and I'll, and then but also over time it's muscle memory. I'm putting up 100 shots a day. And by that I just mean I make a song a day.
Yeah.
And if you make a song a day for 2 years, you're gonna be good. You know, like that's just like going like Steph Curry. Steph Curry's making 100 3-pointers in a row, but he probably puts up 1,000 3-pointers a day. You know, so obviously you're gonna be really good at shooting 3-pointers.
Right.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. So so from 2019, we're here, 2021. Your YouTube following is, what is it, like 29K
It's
or something like that?
It's like 20, but YouTube's been the toughest thing for me to grow. But yeah, it's like about 20.
Your IG is like 60, right? Somewhere around there.
Closer to 70,
I
maybe.
think it is closer to 70 now.
So all that has just been you just grinding from the mud. Like what tips would you give to like an independent artist, right? Who probably sees your status, right? And I'm sure you're still thinking like, well, I got still ways to go, right?
I'm not impressed with anything I've done yet.
Right. So what kind of tips would you give them that they're starting out?
Some of the things I already said, but be so consistent, it's impossible to ignore you. And there's a simple thing that I did for that. On Critique Friday for Rapzilla, I paid for priority 5 weeks in.
You can pick it up.
I got a phone call. I paid for like priority 5 weeks in a row or something, and then one night I literally paid for 3 slots in one night. And none of it was to win a playlist spot. I wouldn't worry about no playlist spot. It was just to be in front of people consistently. It was like every week, now you have to listen to my music if you're watching this show. Or now OB's like, okay, dude's fire. Now Chad's like, okay, dude's fire now. You know what I mean? I was in front of them consistently. Something simple as that, being so consistent, it's impossible to ignore you. Quality subjective, done is better than perfect. I said those things already. Don't overthink it, because the song that you think is going to blow you up probably flop. And a song you don't even want to post could blow you up.
Wow.
For example, Mona Lisa used to be called In the Meantime, because I made it in the meantime because I had a song that I was really excited to drop, and I was thinking of a big marketing plan for it. I froze for a sec. I was thinking for a big marketing plan for it, and I was going to do a huge music video, and I wanted to make something in the meantime, so I didn't make people wait so long. And I made Mona Lisa, and then that joint was like my first song to do 1 million views on TikTok.
Wow.
In the meantime,
and it was a song I made in the meantime.
So you grinding on the TikTok too heavy.
Yeah.
DJ Lost and Found says, what fueled the TikTok podcast?
A couple things. We got, just in general, COVID. The main thing I learned from COVID was don't have all your eggs in one basket. Spread out your streams of income, your sources of income, you know. And I didn't know really that it was going to take off like it did. I knew we had an idea that I hadn't really seen before. But I didn't expect it to do what it did. It was like 500,000 followers in a month.
Wow.
Kind of nuts. And it's just me and Cakes, and we're just talking about, I think the biggest part about it is we're talking about stuff that people want to know about other people, but they're afraid to ask them. So like really like things that people would mostly keep to themselves, you know, like how often do you cut your toenails? You know, like nobody's gonna say like from November to March, I don't. You know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna say that. So random stuff, you know, kind of best friend banter. And then already within a month, like I said, 500,000 followers, and we got What Do You Meme reaching out to sponsor. We got Manscaped reaching out to sponsor. We got This water bottle reaching out to sponsor. And all of it really for me stemmed to I need to be everywhere. I need to be everywhere. I need to spread myself out. And I need to get another source of income. I need, you know, all these things. And it just happened to really work, you know.
Wow. That's dope, man. those endorsements there.
Yeah. I've never been in that endorsement realm before, so I'm navigating it right now and trying to be smart.
What's the hardest part?
The hardest part. So for me personally, like I've never taken, pretty sure never taken an endorsement with my music stuff because I'm very picky. I think my morality gets in the way a lot. I'm very picky about putting something in front of people who trust my opinion. So I think my first one that I accepted is a clothing thing that I'm about to do, and the clothing is fully recycled. It's made from whatever it's made from. All the dyes are recycled. The clothing is recycled. And I'm like, okay, I like that. You know, I know the clothing industry is one of the biggest polluters in the world. So every time somebody reached out for clothing, I was like, my closet's slim. Like I shop at Goodwill. I was like, I'm not the right guy, and then people want to sponsor for a hair product. And I'm like, I don't use hair products. I'm not going to lie to these people. So like my morality kept me out the way of making money. And then at the beginning of this year, my wife was like, you're going to have to say yes to some of this stuff.
He's turning down the bag.
Right.
So that's the hardest part for me is saying yes. And now the hardest part is like, am I undervaluing my platform? Because I got 500,000. I've never had 500,000 on something. So I'm like, am I undervaluing what a post should cost or what a brand deal should cost,
Yeah.
Well, and don't get any ideas because if Spirit come through and be like, hey, we want to sponsor the show, I'm still going to say no.
I wonder what that you're going to have a Manscaped endorsement. You're going to be like,
yeah,
shaving.
No, we had a few conversations about manscaping, so it fit the narrative.
Look, Jimmy wants the Manscaped bag. Look.
You gotta be.
He says we'll take you over your leftovers, the ones you don't want. Don't worry, we'll take them. My hair's good. My hair's fine. Let's go.
I got some great content idea if I take that Manscaped partnership.
Oh man,
man,
just man.
Just because you said that, I already got an idea where you might go with it.
Stop it.
I got plenty of it. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. Yeah. Who's that?
And you also got a blue check on IG. So what was that?
Yeah, that's a
what
funny
was that like?
So I think I submitted for it the first time. Because that's how you do it. You go into the app and you submit to be verified. So I think I submitted for it the first time. When did I get verified? In 2019?
Oh wow.
I don't
know.
So
you already got verified right when you started?
I'm pretty sure I got verified like the fall of I was in the van. I was recording in the van when I got verified. I don't know when I got verified, but I submitted the first time and I got denied, and I left it alone for like 6 months or 8, 9 months or something. And then I was on the phone with somebody and they were like, why don't you submit to be verified? I was like, I did it. Nothing really has changed that much. I'm like, I'll probably get denied again. And he was like, just do it. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it for you. I'm on the phone with you right now. Hold on. Went and did it. Forgot. 2 days later, Cakes calls me. It's like, you got something you want to tell me? I'm like, no. and he's like, blue check. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you verified on Instagram? I was like, stop playing with me right now. So I went in there, and then that's what I said 3 minutes ago. I was like, you got my notifications turned on?
That's crazy.
So yeah, he saw that.
Yo, you should give us Cake's number. It sounds like he got it done.
Yeah, he got it.
Yo, when I was looking at a couple of your videos, I see you like to have fun with it, like Big Dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's still
some humor in it.
Right, exactly. I mean, not that you don't do that all the time, but the fact that you do, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that part of just you? Like, you just want to go out, I want to have fun and not even, think about everything else.
I think,
your outlet.
Yeah. I think for the longest time, I didn't really show my personality too much, and I think it was coming from my wife and I had the conversation. I wasn't gonna post my wife, and I wasn't gonna post our son. She doesn't want to be posted, and we don't want our son all over the internet. So, and then I kind of think that like bled into me not showing anything about my personal life, and I was only posting music. I was like, here's music videos, repeat, and I never knew what to post. Like, I was never a story poster because I never knew what to post. I was like, I can't like post, eating dinner with the fam, I can't like so finally we got that podcast going. Because I mean, humor is a big part of my life. But I never knew how to show it. So the podcast really brought that out with some clarity. And then when I got them new kicks, boy, that Jones fired me up.
Dude shot up the street, boy. I saw he was like flashing them.
All
I heard was footsteps.
And then you see me gone.
Right.
I'm surprised you did see me. Did you blink the first time?
Right.
Did you had to click back?
What? I had to slow-mo it down.
I ain't gonna front. When I seen you on that skateboard, I'm like, I hope he doesn't fall at the end. That's I'm like, I wonder how many times he did this.
The one riding down the hill. Yeah, because cars kept coming.
Right.
So I kept having to pull. I kept having to pull off. I probably recorded that joint 10 or 15 times.
Wow.
Because cars kept coming. Walking back up carrying the skateboard, walking back up the hill, all that stuff in my hands, start over. I got a mobile studio in my hands.
Yeah, I'm like, he got a mic and a laptop on a longboard.
Yeah, this dude is wild.
That's what we gonna know. But that's what's crazy. If somebody's on the internet, right, and they see something like that, they're like, "Who is this guy on a longboard with a mic and a laptop going down the hill, or on a roof, sitting on the roof,
vibing?"
Yeah.
Wow.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, one thing with the music, right? When you started, what was it first for you? Was it the singing or the rapping?
Rapping for sure. I always used to say I rap because I can't sing. But I love rap. I still love. Like, I dropped Fit the Bill the other week, and that's like, I love just doing that. I love just going, and I think I mean,
Fit the Bill is tough too.
Humbly, I think a lot of my bars get overlooked because they're not heavy punchlines. They're like real life. They're real life, and the way I deliver them, I'm not like, listen to this bar. Nah. I'm just like, let's try to slide them through. You know what I mean?
I was telling Switch earlier that that you couldn't tell the difference. What he said, like the capital I and the little L.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, "Yo, you heard what he said?"
I was like, that was funny. And the ball castration line too. I was like, "Oh, he's slick."
You gonna here we go. We got him riding down the hill, boy.
Is this by your neighborhood too?
That's right by my studio. You see me look behind myself a couple times because I'm like, is there a car coming yet?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. You look so smooth, like it was nothing. Like, y'all do this on a regular, man. And then you stopped. That was what got me. I was like, how did he just stop like that? Like,
he looked back real quick too.
Yeah, I look right here, right at the beginning. I look back at immediately right there. About. I was like, anybody coming? Nope. Good.
Those are the same kicks too, or no?
Those are the OGs. I don't even know what you call them. The Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
But yeah, man, I peeped the bars and the lines.
Well, I'm glad. So, thank you.
Yo, I was like, I had to tell them, like, yo, this dude's spitting. But like I said, so for with the singing and stuff, because I was listening to like a lot of your songs, and I noticed that you have like it's not R&B, right? Because nowadays as rappers, they're R&B or they rap. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to do both, kind of like a Drake type of thing. But you, on the other hand, it's more of an alternative type. You know.
Yeah.
So it's different. You know what I'm saying? Because you hear him singing, and then you won't even realize he about to throw a ball in a line at you the way you did.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I love doing it all. Like I got songs where it's me like belting lyrics over a piano ballad or acoustic guitar, you know. And I'm not the best singer, right? But I'm okay, and I can get the message across, you know.
Yeah.
And I like to sing. But I'm by no means like, you know, Alicia Keys or like
Right.
you know, Miguel, you know. So
But you play off of that. You know what you could do. So
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Harmony.
Yeah.
Now I noticed the singing. You've been singing a lot to your wife.
Yeah.
I mean, he better. Who else he gonna sing to?
I got a lot of those kind of songs, and a lot of that is, you know, she deserves them, and then the other side is there's a lot of songs objectifying women, and I want to show that the other side is cool. It's not cooler. You know what I mean? When you love on the women in your life instead of
Man.
you know, objectifying them for their body or for, you know, X, Y, and Z. So
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So when my stuff like Pineapple goes viral and it's a love song about my wife, you know, how much more rewarding is that than if I took the easy route and made, you know, the other type of song, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Right. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm encouraged by that, man.
Yeah.
For real. Because it's
Awesome.
good to see that where I mean, we don't hear too much of that in the genre, even in CHH. You hear some of it, but you don't hear much of people speaking about their wives or uplifting them or you know what I mean, just showing, look, man, our relationship, you know, whatever it is, the troubles or the glory, like it's a blessing to see that, man, for real.
Awesome. I love that.
So with CHH, right? You don't really necessarily call it CHH, right? Because is it because people can be so judgmental on things, or because you just do it to do it? Like, not like we know you're a Christian, right? But you're not saying I'm a Christian rapper singer, or I'm in the lines of CHH. You just do your music, and if however way you reach someone, you know, bring someone to Christ, is how you do it, but not because you're saying, hey, I'm doing CHH and I'm making songs about Jesus all the time.
Yeah. My message and my words and the way I speak and the way I carry myself is heavily influenced by Jesus. And I think that most times with most, because I'm not trying to impress Christians. I'm not making worship music. You know, I'm just making music. You know, so
yeah.
And I think if I'm making worship music, there's no way, and not no way, but a very rare occasion are you going to reach someone who's not already a Christian if you're making worship music, because they don't worship and they're not interested in that. If they're already in church, you know, if you get a non-believer into church, I think worship music is great for that. But I think if you can do something that they already like, and then they can't even tell the difference, like Fit the Bill or something like that. Like you listen to it, you can't tell the difference between a song that they would like and then the stuff that I'm saying in the song or whatever. So but then they're like, I wonder why he don't cuss. You know, I wonder why he he makes songs about his wife all the time. I wonder why in his bio it's husband, father, and then music artist. You know, I wonder why it's X, Y, and Z. And then I get to respond with Jesus. Instead of maybe pushing somebody away if I led with it, you know. I think it's just a different approach. You know, there's a place for all of it. But I think this is just what I'm supposed to be doing. If it feels right for me. So, and then you got the other side of the coin. That's, you know, like my father-in-law owns a sign business. You know, it's not the Christian sign business. It's just a sign business.
It's a sign business, right?
So but in the same ways, he's loving on people like that. You know, he's
Right.
so yeah.
Right. You take your light anywhere, right?
Yeah. So with that, do you like if people reach out, do you try? And I know you can't because you're busy, but for those that came through your music, do you try to respond to those?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they say 99 plus right now, but for a long time I was getting to every one of them, and I still like I'll scroll like I read all of them that come in there. So if they're like just like somebody sent me a beat or they were like, hey, can you listen to this joint, or stuff like that, like there was no effort into
Building a relationship.
building a relationship, then maybe I'll skim past it. If it's a story mention, most of the time even on a story mention, for the most part, I know I missed some. I'm like, thank you for sharing. I'll try to at least write that. But there's a lot of those that I don't. Story mentions are tough to get to. But if somebody writes me a message where like, hey, your music did this for me, or hey, I just found you the other day, or hey, I love what you're doing, or hey, I came from the podcast, now I like your music. They get a response, and I just get, because there's no platform without the people that hold it up. So if you're not taking the time to take care of those people, why would they take the time to take care of you?
I like that.
Good stuff, man. I see you got your, what is that? It's called Freddie.
Yeah, Freddie.
What is that? Is that your merch?
Yeah, I always wanted my merch to mean something for the people that wear it, and not just be like Nick D, because that'd be lame. It stands for feels right, don't it? So it's just about doing what feels right and not doing what doesn't. Kind of like trusting your gut in a way,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's been said many, many times, but feels right, don't it? So it's kind of like, why are you doing that? Because it feels right. And I think when people wear this, it'll remind them to do what feels right for them, and go with their gut and trust their intuition,
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's what's up, man.
Like I said, I've seen the logo, the bear, and that's dope.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that to go on the tee.
I got the bear on the stickers.
Oh, where?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. I'm gonna have to get one of them. But
I'll send you some.
Oh snap.
Yeah, I sent everybody some. The Addy.
Yo, so are you dropping the project? Because
yeah,
I think I heard some talks about you dropping a project.
Supposed to be April 9th, right?
Yeah, what's today?
The 7th?
Today's the 7th.
Yeah, I haven't submitted it yet.
Your DSPs yet?
Yeah, I almost submitted it this morning. But I have one song that I was gonna put on it that I can't do while I'm here because I left the hard drive at home. And so I was debating on this whole week. I'm like debating, should I just drop it without it? And I'm like, if I drop it without it, I don't know if I'll ever drop it. So so I think I'm gonna have to wait or have somebody send it to me or something. But I think for sure it's not coming out it's not coming out Friday. But I might do it for next week sometime probably.
Nice.
But I got a couple features on there, and they're not like probably artists that you would expect. I got my friend Mark, who is my best friend, and then I got Abel and I got Bats.
Bats, yeah.
I don't know if you know those guys.
Bats.
Yeah, that boy.
Yeah, he can spit. So I got him, and that's the one that I'm like, I can't drop this joint without Bats' song on it. So
yeah, we need that. So is this album gonna be like diverse? Is it like singing and rapping, or is it just straight rapping?
This is just rap because I make a lot of rap songs, but they don't do good as singles, for the most part. Like they're not rap songs aren't really replay value for most rap songs. So
they're more personal.
Yeah, and then I know I have people who like when I rap, So I was just gonna drop a project full of rap songs. So there's minimal singing on it. If it's singing, it's just like a melodic chorus, you know. But for the most part, it's just rap, yeah.
Dope.
And I called it In Case You Forgot because I've been singing a lot lately.
How many tracks are we expecting then? If we get the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let me look because I really don't know. Cause I be like I made another one this morning that I'm gonna put on it.
You made one and you're like, yo, let me just throw this on there.
Jimmy says drop it without it and then drop a deluxe edition.
That's a good idea.
Y'all never even dropped a deluxe thing.
There you go.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. Is it difficult for you, like, because you've dropped so many singles? So, like, getting into that whole album mode, is it difficult to like going through that whole album process? Is it like I'm gonna just grab a bunch of songs and put them together, or am I gonna try to make a story, or like what's that like?
That's part of the thing that's been tough for me with this project, because for me albums, I want my albums to be like that. I want them to be a journey, and that's what I really tried to do with my first one, my only one, with This Can't Be It. I tried to make it, and I tried to make it like a roller coaster. You know, there was singing, and then there was rapping, and then there was singing, and it kind of went up and down. It had like a little wave to it. And then with this one, I was like, I really just want to drop my rap songs, and I don't want to call it an album because I don't know that there's a story for it. Yeah. And because it's hard to do that with all rap songs. So, I mean, I guess you could probably more call it a mixtape, but people don't really do mixtapes now.
Yeah.
Or like,
no, I understand. More like it's a bunch of dope tracks that you like that you think will fit together and just
And I'm gonna piece them together to where they feel good, like.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't expect like one song to roll into the next one, or like,
or interlude or some old 80 sample, like and you're just talking.
My next album though,
that's
some of the best music I ever made.
What?
So you already have that album done? Your next one?
I got this rap one. I got a whole album I made for my wife, and then I got my next album.
Wow, 3 albums in 2021. Is that right? Is that what I'm hearing?
What was that? I froze for a sec.
Yeah, you said 3 albums in 2021.
I've been dabbling with that idea. Yeah, I've been dabbling with that idea and dropping a song a week.
Ooh.
That's
how much music do you have?
Hard drives.
Oh, it's not healthy.
He just recorded one today.
I did. It is so
on vacation.
So stressful. That cause I'll look at it and I'll be like, I can't release none of these. I don't know which one to pick. Like, that's the biggest stressor for me, is having too many options.
Well, give them to us. We'll leak them right here. No problem, man.
I'll give you one.
Exclusive.
Which one you want? I'll give it to you. Which one you want?
You got the lottery system. Just pick it.
So how many songs would you say that you got that probably haven't been dropped? Like 100 plus?
I'll look right now. I got just in 2021. Okay, this is just 2021 songs. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's like 10. That's like 30. That's another 10. So how many is that? 50? That's 15. How many is that? 50,
40, 65.
65. And then I got this. Oh goodness, this looks like another 30.
Wow.
This is all since.
Listen, for y'all that are out there and you and your craft.
Yo, this man's consistency is like no other. He's a
if you ain't encouraged right now,
he
get
is
in your bag.
From Freddie.
Feel right, don't it?
Get in your bag, yo.
I gotta send y'all one of these.
Hey, DJ Lost and Found, your next album, you can just request from he can just send you a track. You ain't even got to pay
Yeah.
for the beat or nothing. Just tell them, yo, send the track.
What? Yeah.
It's too much music. It's stressful.
And then you don't stop neither. You just keep going.
I don't know how to stop. It's good and bad. It's good and bad. Because the way I look at it, so many people drop so little music, and then you know how many streams you gotta get to make a living off of 5 songs?
Ridiculous amount, right?
Like, for me to make a living off music, I need about at minimum 1 million streams a month.
Right.
At minimum. Because that's give or take $3,500, right?
Right.
So most people make more than that as a household, you know.
Right.
And I'm the only source of income for my household. So at minimum I need $3,500 to like skate by, you know. So your songs got to do like, if you got 5, each one of those got to do 200,000 streams a month. If you got 5 songs out. So for me, I'm like, if I get 100 songs out,
Right.
each one of those songs has to do on average 350 streams a day. I'm like, that is more attainable than the almost 7,000 streams a day that your 5 songs would have to do.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
You know?
It's like the Russ model, no? Because Russ dropped a track every week.
Oh, Russ went hard.
Yeah, he went hard. But he's really I love his interviews. Because he's always dropping game, constant game.
Yeah.
Man. Now, are you planning to stay independent? I know I seen like an interview of you mentioning this, but for those out there, like, are you, if somebody comes your way, is it like, yeah, I'm with it, or is it like, nah, I'm just straight independent?
Are we talking like, I mean, in general, here's the issue. I'm too far along for most people that are interested in me. It just wouldn't make sense.
Right.
And then I'm almost not far enough for the deals that I would even consider. So another like, let's say I got offered $1 million deal. It's not enough. For me, it's not enough to sign for $1 million.
Right.
And for most people, I'm not worth more than that, right? So that's like the middle ground that I'm in. Because you get $1 million, let's say you got a manager, you know, let's say you have a manager, say you have PR, you got an entertainment lawyer, you know, entertainment lawyer's taking 5%, manager take 15.
By the time it gets to you,
you got like 300 grand or
taxes, yeah, 300 grand.
Don't forget the lovely IRS.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, now I got enough money to go back to work.
right? Right.
So it's just not worth it, you know. Like a label wanted Pineapple. What's the label? Caroline. They're under capital. They reached out. They wanted to partner on Pineapple. And what they were offering it didn't make sense to me. But most people would probably jump at it. It was like X amount of dollars up front. To be fully transparent, it was, I'm pretty sure, $5,000 up front for a 60-40 split, 60 my way.
But you had to pay back out of your 60?
I got to pay back. Yeah, I got to pay back.
Wow.
And they put benchmarks. So they would give me 5, and then they were going to put 10 into advertising, marketing budget. So that's 15. And then if I hit a benchmark on streams, they'd give me another 10, and they would put another 20 into marketing. So that's like almost 50 grand that I got to pay back out of my 60% while they make money on the side. So
and they still get their 40.
That's what I mean. It's structured in a way that still takes advantage of the artist, even though it sounds like it's not going to.
It sounds like 70-30 their way.
And then you got, you know, they're offering 5 up front, and I'm like, 5 up front, it's going to do 5 on its own. I don't need your 5. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. And honestly, the way it's looking right now, the song's going to do, you know, much more than 5, just that song. So
yeah. So you're saying, so pretty much labels are overrated. in today's time?
I think there's a place for them, and it's for the artist that doesn't want to work hard.
Mm.
You know, I think there's a place, and there's a lot of people that will be totally comfortable in a label situation, and it maybe that was a blunt or mean way to put it, but maybe they just don't. Maybe they're really good at making music, and they're not really good at the other stuff, and they need it, and they need that team behind them. You know,
because when you're independent, you gotta market
everything,
right?
Yeah, everything.
You gotta really market yourself, and it's a strategy, right? Obviously, like we with our podcast, we always talk about these things and what other content we can put out and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's interesting that you said that about, you know, not working hard. Or like you said, they probably don't know the aspect of marketing and being independent. Yeah. And there are kind of some benefits, I'm sure, with labels where they have these like connections with individuals, and
that's what I weigh.
If you send the track to a DJ, but then someone else who's on the label sends it, they're gonna probably be more receptive to them than just the average person. You know what I'm saying?
Those were the odds those were the things that I weighed. I was like, yeah, okay, cool, money, whatever. I was like, but I get to keep any audience that comes with the marketing that they do. I get to keep all of my other catalog, all my other, you know, 80, 90 songs, whatever. And I now am in the ear of DSPs playlisting conversations because they want to get that song playlisted. Now I'm in, you know, Snapchat's ear for filters. Now I'm in, you know, like everything that a label would do, all those places have now heard my name. Those were the things that I was so now when they see me in the future, it's like, oh yeah, that's Nick. You know what I mean? So I weighed that heavy, but it didn't end up. Yeah, I didn't end up doing it.
Wow. Well, gotta direct you, right?
Didn't feel right.
Yeah, it wasn't Freddie.
Didn't feel right.
But yeah, man, that's what's up, man. So with that being said, we got the scripture of the day, which is Philippians 4:7. It says, "And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." We thank you, Nick D, for coming out, man, and chopping it up and taking some of the people's questions. You know what I'm saying? I personally was super inspired by you. Just
awesome.
The vibe that I got from you was like, go out and get it. Yes, we are believers, but work hard. You know what I mean? Which is scripture, right? It tells us you don't work, you don't eat, right? It tells you you're gonna have to work hard to obtain certain things. And so I appreciate you, man, for coming on here, man.
Definitely.
I do wanna shout a God thing, that scripture that you read, that I meditated on that scripture through Lyme disease.
Wow.
Look at that.
Look at God.
You know how many verses are in the Bible?
Right. More verses than in that laptop.
Yo, we trying to get your laptop, man. We're gonna hack his laptop. Be like, yo, you want it back?
Nick, where can anybody find you if they want to? Let them know everything you got going on, whatever you want to plug.
Nick D, NIC D, and then I am Nick D on all the platforms. If you like music, check it out.
Dope.
Yes, sir. And then next week we getting that exclusive. You heard?
I'm gonna put in the email right after we hop on.
Hey, let's go. We'll do another video reacting to it live.
Oh, come on now.
Let's go.
No, we'll do a partnership deal. We'll give him 5% and we'll take 95.
That sounds good.
Just kidding.
Well, with that being said, we want to thank everybody for listening and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do so. Don't forget to get your merch. shop.that'snotchristian.com. Monday, we have episode 100, which is mind-blowing. So don't forget to tune back 8 o'clock. and it should be a good show. So we'll see you next week.
Nick, stay on.
Peace. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Peace.
Yes, sir.